I want to take a look specifically at the oil and gas space today because it's a sector that's been bucking this overall trend on the markets for the past week or so. And we've been speaking of the petroleum industry bill and implementation there, possibly being the catalyst to get things going. What's your overall sense of the sector at the moment?
Thank you very much, Alishia. Looking at that sector, it's actually a major sector that the entire country, cannot afford to play with. As you have said, the petroleum investment bill is actually expected to perform the same role, to act as a catalyst, just like the AMCON bill has done to the banking sector. And it's looking at the way everything is going right now, I want to say government actually need to do more to ensure that this bill is actually passed into law in as quick as possible, because it really has a very great role to play. So things are generally on a slow pace, moving on a slow pace right now, but I think there is, we still have a lot to do.
Well, in the meantime, for companies themselves, prospects seem to be looking bright. We've got Nigeria's crude oil exports are set to top 2 million barrels per day for the third month running come September this year, as Africa's largest energy producer improves on output reliability. Are production conditions improving? Because this is just some of the sense we're getting from reports that have emerged over on that end.
Yes, production is actually improving, and I would say this is as a result of the peace that we have in the Niger Delta region right now. Good thing the amnesty program was put in place, and I want to believe, yes, the government of President Goodluck is doing everything to ensure that the peace that we have there right now, it's a permanent one. And as long as we have this going, and the militants are being taken care of as promised, I want to believe, yes, the production level will actually be sustained, and it's a good thing for the entire nation.
That having been said, we've heard from OPEC that compliance with curb dips have been below 50% from 55%. It's the lowest compliance levels we've seen since these new output targets were adopted, and it's thanks to, in large part, exports from Nigeria increasing. Do you see OPEC stepping in here and curbing production levels moving forward?
Going by, looking at the past, how OPEC has actually dealt with it, I'm of the opinion that, yes, they might not step in, directly, curbing it just like that. They will likely use, moral suasion on a member country for them to actually maintain their production, quota, and, as such, not, overflooding the market. So I want to believe, yes, OPEC will still use more of moral suasion, but in a situation where this one fails, yes, they might actually step in directly and, put a strict regulation.
In the meantime, in this context, we've got Royal Dutch Shell having offered to sell 5 oil leases in Nigeria's Niger Delta to domestic energy companies. That was according to reports that emerged out of a local newspaper just this week. What has the market made of that news?
To be honest with you, really, I don't really know why Royal Dutch will be, will be offering to sell that. Yes, probably based on their experience in the past. What they experienced, during the Niger Delta crisis. But I'm of the opinion that now that peace is returning to that region of the country, it's a good thing, and offering to sell 5 of their, right now, it's really surprising. But yeah. I think it's a business decision, which of course the company had to take. They will have reasons for doing that. But with what we are having in Nigeria right now, I want to believe, yes, there will be interested taker.
Well, a surprising move for the market from Shell's perspective, but an exciting move when it comes to what domestic oil producers have to gain here. I mean, do we have any of the country's listed entities speculated to have shown any interest in buying up any of these leases?
Looking at, I mean, the domestic, domestic companies, I'm of the opinion that, good, yes, we'll have a couple of them, but the one that can, rightly come to mind will be Oando. I think, yes, it's a company that is positioned, their appetite for that sector, it's very encouraging. They have the wherewithal to do that. So I will actually, tick Oando, as being one of the companies that will be interested in picking up what Shell is dropping. Because
as you highlighted, the value is there to be reaped. I mean, just this week we had Total Nigeria report its first half pre-tax profit jumping 73%, hitting 4.79 billion naira. It does prove that things are still lucrative there. Your view on Total right now?
Total is, looking at their performance, as you have, said, and looking at the investors' perspective, investors have actually been bullish on that stock, and it's, in-house, it's we actually have a buy recommendation on Total. And even it's comparing it with, Total with all other quoted oil companies on the exchange is actually the most priced. I think yesterday it closed 250, and it closed on bid, which shows that, okay, good, investors' appetite is actually very, very, positive.
Well, that's pretty much wrapping up just some of the, the momentum that the oil sector is running with at the moment. In the meantime, we've got the banking sector just steamrolling ahead. We've seen a slew of results out this week out of Finbank, Access Bank, Eco Bank, Sterling Bank as well. Overall impressions of the results released so far and expectations for this sector specifically as we head into next week?
Yes, looking at the results that have been published by, most of these banks, they are Q2 specifically. Yes, great improvement. It shows that, okay, good, most of them, if not all, right now are actually on the path to, recovery and growth. And of course, you will equally see that, good. Most of them they've tried as much as possible to curb their cost line, which of course is a positive thing. And reaction in the market to all these results has actually been very, very positive. And I'm of the opinion that, good, marching into the next week, into the new week, we are actually going to, continue to see this positive reaction. Though looking at what happened yesterday, yes, the bullish run actually slowed down. But yes, next week we are going to see a relatively, a slow pace of activities on the exchange. But on in the banking sector, yes, the growth that we have seen, the improvement that we have seen is actually going to continue to have a positive trend on these, the performance of these companies.